Let me do a check one, check two on the ones. Let's see here. Let's make sure we are going live, which we should be in just about a second. Let me do this here. Okay. All right, what I'm doing is I'm doing a quick check just to make sure that I can be heard and I can be seen. So let me just do a check in just a moment. Okay, we'll get that going. Okay, let me do a mic check. Do me a favor for those folks. Just want to make sure that I can be heard as we get started on this very, very special episode. Let me turn this down here and see if I can do a check. I see we got Franklin Morris is out there. Allison Boswell is joining. Hey, Franklin. Hey, Alice. Do me a favor, by the way. Look right below the video and just let me know you can hear me. I want to make sure that we get started. We've got a fantastic episode this evening, this morning, this afternoon, whatever time it is for you, wherever you are in the world. My promise to you is that this will be a good use of time. Hey, Chelly Woodford, how you doing? Thanks for checking in. Do me a favor for those folks that are tuning in. Look right below the video. And just type, "We can hear you." Just type, "We can hear you." And that's a signal that I can get started, so I'm not talking to myself. Hey, it's always a pleasure as you're tuning in. Getting everything queued up over here. You all are all behind the scenes. Someone do me a favor. Just say, "Shay, we can hear you." Shay, we can hear you. All right, here we go. We're going to get started. All right, Allison. All right, at least I know Allison can hear me. This is good. Hey, Alice, thanks for joining. Floyd said, "We can hear you." Floyd Wright is in the house. Thanks so much for joining. All right, then we're going to go ahead and get started in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's get started. My name is Shay Brown, the happy entrepreneur, and welcome to the lab, the #1 business development and revenue focused late night show in the country. And you, the entrepreneur, you, the business owner, you're in the right place at the right time. If you want to have more meaning and make a huge difference in the world, I want to give a shout out for those folks that are tuning in. Again, welcome. We're excited. We've got one heck of an episode lined up for you today because this is your time to plan not only your day, but more importantly, to plan the next 6 months and make it the best 6 months ever. And you are at the right place. Look, Sherry Johnson, I see you're joining. Kate Norm. Hey, Kate Norm, thanks for joining. Sakoni Prince. Hey, Sakoni Prince. Thanks so much for joining us in the house this evening or this morning or this afternoon. We have one belief here, one belief. Let me share what that belief is so you can have it, one belief. And here's the belief we have at the Happy Entrepreneurs Tribe. We believe that the results that show up in your life are just as important as the results that show up in your bank account. Let me say that again. The results that show up in your life are just as important as the results that show up in your bank account. And as we take some moment today to kind of plan and prepare and get ready to move to the future, I want you to ask yourself, what results do you want in your life and what results do you want in your business, specifically in your life and specifically in your business? And that's going to be our focus. I'm going to be doing part 2. This is part 2 of a 4-part series on planning the next 6 months, making the next 6 months your best 6 months ever. And when does it start? Well, it starts now. I see we got Leroy McKenzie is in the house. Hey, Leroy, thanks so much for joining. Thank you for attending. As you're tuning in, let me start off the way I love to start off, which is with the Champions Creed. I love doing the Champions Creed. I really do. And someone asked me that they say, "Why do you do that?" Look, whenever I have an opportunity and I can do it, I like to share the Champions Creed because, life is full of high highs and low lows, and sometimes a lot of things are going on. It's like duality. There's always something. So whenever I read the Champions Creed, it kind of reminds me to keep on going, reminds me to do a number of different things. So let me go ahead and share that with you. And then we're going to go ahead and get kicked off. We're going to go ahead and kick off. But the Champions Creed says this. Here is the Champions Creed. I love to start off by reading it whenever I can. And you can follow along with me. Here it is, the Champions Creed. I am not judged by the number of times I fail. How many times have you failed? But by the number of times I succeed, isn't that so important? And the number of times I succeed is in direct proportion to the number of times I can fail and keep trying and keep trying and keep trying. Let me just say that again. I am not judged by the number of times I fail, Matthew, but by the number of times I succeed. And the number of times I succeed is in direct proportion to the number of times I can fail and keep trying. And keep trying and keep trying. Hey, Justin Morgan. Hey, Melissa Watson. Hey, Matthew. Hey, Leroy. Look, for those folks that are tuning in, for those folks that are joining, do me a favor. Do me a favor. Just look right below the video, and this is how we'll kick it off. This is how we'll start off. You're going to start with just these words. I am a champion. I am a champion. That's just to check in. That's just to let us know you're here, let us know who you are, and just write those words. Look right below the video. And why would you write those words? It's an affirmation to yourself. It's an affirmation to someone else. And even if you don't look below the video right now and write those words, I am a champion, I want you to hit the heart button. I want you to hit the like button. I want you to pay that forward to someone else. I am a what? Champion. Look right below the video. Look right below the video and write those words. I am a what? Champion. Hey, Meredith, thanks so much for joining. And all of my podcasters out there, look, the action's taking place over at www.happyentrepreneurs.tribe.com. Again, www.happyentrepreneurs.tribe.com. Eric, that's where you can check in at. Melissa, that's where you can check in. We're just hitting the heart button. We're hitting the like button. We're getting going. Don't worry. I'm going to come over and we're going to talk about what we're talking about today, which is going to be the GSA strategy. And I'm going to talk about that. But first, I just want to make sure that we understand that I am a champion. Every time you show up, every time you're in the conversation, that you are a what? You are a champion. And don't worry, we're going to pick up where we were last time. We're going to pick up on GSA, goal, strategy, and action. But first, I got to step back. But first, and I've got to say that what? I am a champion. And when you see someone write those words, I am a champion, like Saucony Prince who wrote it, DeHala who wrote it, Eric Nicholson who wrote it, Meredith Brown who wrote it, you go hit the heart button. You go hit the like button. And that's just a signal. That's just a bat signal over to them that, look, yes, you are a champion in your life. You're a champion in your health. You are a champion in your relationships. You are a champion as a dad. You are a champion as a mom. You are a champion as just a wonderful, kind human being. And I was talking to someone recently, and I said, maybe you have a step back. And I hadn't in a while either. And just silently just acknowledge yourself for the champion that you are. Just acknowledge yourself for the winner that you are. Tammy Lawrence, for just being a wonderful person. Look, if you're right-handed, take your right hand as you're hitting the heart button, the like button. If you're left-handed, take your left hand. Just for a moment, follow me. Pat yourself on the back. Tell yourself, great job. I am a champion. Just say that out loud to yourself. I am a champion. You might say, Shay, that sounds so crazy. It doesn't matter. What? I am a champion. It doesn't matter what mistakes I made today. It doesn't matter what mess I made today. It doesn't matter what I tried and didn't work. What matters most is that I am a champion. I'm going to keep going no matter what. Tammy Lawrence, I see, says, I am a champion. Cheryl, it is a pleasure in the house. Ann Brown is in the house. I am a champion. And here's one of the promises that I made to someone. I was talking to someone earlier today, and they were like, hey, look, you went over GSA, you went over goal, strategy, and action. But are you going to take some time prior to and talk about just putting together a quick GSA in your personal life? And the answer is yes. It is yes. But in this episode, which is part two, we're going to focus on GSA. Now, if you didn't get a chance to do it last time, you didn't send me your plan, you didn't take a picture of it and text it to me personally because you have a vision, I'm going to encourage you to do that. We're going to jump right into it, and I'm going to encourage you to do that. We're going to do a one-page business plan. And I get it. Just the fact you have a plan doesn't mean you're going to do it. But as I was talking to this person, I said, there is something magical. Forget the Harvard Business Reviews that's been done. Forget what we've always read about. I promise you there's something magic when you take your pen and your paper and you put together a plan. And once you have the plan, you're more likely to do it. And even if there's a little voice saying, you always say you're going to do this and you never do it, that's okay. Because today is your January 1st. Today is your January 1st. Today is your January 1st. You're going to do the plan and you're going to continue. Now, after we do that, I'm going to pull up the man. After we do that, let me see if I got my notes here. After we do that, we are going to shift right away. And then I'm going to walk you through, Pamela. I'm going to walk you through doing a plan for your personal life. Let me go see if I got it over here. Let me see. I think I have it over here. I'm going to pull that up in just a moment. I will make sure I pull that up so that you have that right in front of you. But first, let's jump over to the topic that we want to talk about today. The most important part that we've got to get to is we got to get to the GSA approach. The GSA approach. Now, my mentor, Eric, taught me the GSA approach 14 years ago. And in that, he said, what if you had a one page business plan? How would you write it? What would it be said like? And I said, well, I would make it easy. I would make it simple. Hey, D. Bolden, how you doing? It's always a pleasure. Thanks for joining. And I said, so we're going to do GSA, goals, strategy, and action. Now, I started doing it the last episode. And for those folks that are on the podcast, you want to know where you can get the notes, go over to www.happyentrepreneurs.tribe.com. Again, www.happyentrepreneurs.tribe.com. And then once you get there, you can get the notes from last time. Now I'm going to pull up. Don't worry. I'm going to teach it to you, and then we're going to go through. We're going to do goals, strategy, and action. I think I started doing it. I started doing it last time. I have the notes, and then I'm going to shift right over, and then I'm going to immediately jump into where's this at? Doing this for your business plan as well, for your business plan. But first, let me check in with Malika Courtney. First, let me check in with Kersha Woodford. First, let me say hello to Veronica Rogers. Y'all are one step ahead of me. Yes, you're going to do your plan. Look, here's why. We have a belief here. We have a mantra here. And the belief that we have is that every single morning, every single day, that today is our January 1st, that we get new opportunities to get it right, to get it started and get going. And do you remember where you were back on December 31st? Do you remember where you were yesterday? Do you remember that you had new ideas, you had new goals, you had new plans, you had a new mission? This was going to be your moment. This was going to be your day. This is when you were going to change everything and you were ready to rock and roll. Forget the plan, you were ready, and it didn't happen. Well, let me step back and we'll take a moment and we'll do one of the favorite things I've done. It's starting to become a mantra. I was somewhere and somebody said, Shay, do you have a t-shirt? I said, don't worry. It's not about me. It's about the lab. It's about the people we are called to serve. But we will get Trevor Otts to get us one. But here is the mantra. And here's what I want you to write down. I want you to hear me like you never heard me before. I want you to listen like you've never listened before. I want to make sure that you are paying attention because someone asked me, by the way, Malika, they asked me, Steph, and they said, Shay, you keep talking about the Happy Entrepreneur Network. What is the Happy Entrepreneur Network? And what I had to share with them was this. I said, look, the Happy Entrepreneur Network, we have a mission. And our mission is to inspire, it is to empower, and it's to provide resources for the entrepreneur to live a balanced life. Hear me, a balanced life and execute their vision for the people they were called to serve. So I show up for one reason only. Get a t-shirt, Shay. Don't worry, we'll get the t-shirt. Someone do me a favor. Look right below the video. And we do today's January 1st. I'll make sure we tag Trevor Otts. We're going to tag him. But let me get back to this. So our mission, our mission, I got to look here. Our mission is to inspire. That's why we show up. It is to empower. That's why I'm here. And I want to provide the resources for the entrepreneur. That's you, the entrepreneur, to live a balanced life and to execute the vision for the people you were called to serve. You have resources and you need that vision. But I've got to be clear. We got to be clear that the happy entrepreneur doesn't mean that we're always just jumping around and happy. In a conversation I had recently with someone, I shared that with from Claire Sunshine. I said, hey, look, when you hear the word happy entrepreneur, don't think it just means that we don't know what's going on. Because the happy entrepreneur, that's you, that's me. We are happy, but we are not naive. The happy entrepreneur, we're happy, but we understand that every day is not rainbows, it's not unicorns, and it's not full of cupcakes. We get that. We can be happy, that's you and me, the happy entrepreneur, But we don't work for free. We do not work for free. Okay, now you can, but that's not what I recommend. Happy does not mean that we're always jumping up and down with some big smile on our face. And happy doesn't mean that we pretend we don't screw up and that our stuff just don't stink. That's not what the happy entrepreneur is. Happy, but we don't always have all the answers to the problems that we're working on. We're happy, but we're not closed-minded. What it means at the end of the day is that we choose positivity and happiness as one of our core values. That's what the Happy Entrepreneur is all about. That's what the Happy Entrepreneur Network represents. It represents that we strive to approach things in a positive and optimistic way, but we are not naive. Look, do me a favor. If you're out there right now and you're ready to inspire, you're ready to empower, you're ready to provide resources to the folks for the vision you were called to serve, and if you choose positivity and happiness, then look, we're just striving to look at things in a positive way. We don't have we're not crazy. Do me a favor. Look right below the video. And just write these words. I choose happiness. Just put that down. I choose happiness. So you're raising your hand as the happy entrepreneur, and we're not the grindpreneur. We're not the stay up all the time entrepreneur. We're not the solopreneur. We're not the one-day speakerpreneur. We are happy entrepreneurs. We strive to approach things in a positive and really optimistic way. And you know what? We do believe in redemption. We do believe that we are going to own our mistakes, our mess, and, well, if I must say that, our bad decisions. And that's going to happen. As an entrepreneur, sometimes that takes place. And so I was explaining to this person that our core value is redemption and that we give others a chance to get it right, to clean up their mess, and just to fix their mistakes. Shay, why do you tell me that? Why are you talking about redemption? Why are you talking about choosing happiness? Because I had to take a moment and share what the Happy Entrepreneur was and what it really is. It is an organization that is dedicated to inspire, to empower, and provide resources to you, the happy entrepreneur, so you can live that balanced life and have the resources for the people you were called to serve. I see you. Tammy Lawrence said, I choose happiness. Valencia says, I choose happiness. Look, that's why we're here. Yeah, we have high integrity, okay? We do the right thing, period. Didn't say we get it right. We do the right thing, what? Period. And isn't that what we want at the end of the day? When we all bring it all down the home stretch, when we all look at where we are and where we want to go to. Look, I'm going somewhere with this. I'm going to that today, no matter what's happened in the past, that today, no matter how successful you've been, that today, no matter what challenges that you've been in, today, your past does not represent your future. Today, you believe the best is yet to come. Shay, why would I do that? Why would I do that? Why would I go there? Why would I believe that? Let me tell you why you believe that. Jot this down in your notes. Everyone write this down. If you're hearing me for the very first time, my name is Shay Brown. But jot this down right now, that today is my January 1st. That is our mantra. That is our belief that today is my January 1st. Today is my January 1st. Look right below the video. No matter what you've been going through, that today is my January 1st. We see every day as a new opportunity. You can build on yesterday's successes, or you can put his failures behind you and start all over again. See, today is my January 1st. Today is my what? January 1st. Today is my what? January 1st. Write those 4 words right below the video. And as we say that today is our January 1st, as we choose happiness, we know one thing for certain, that we're going to practice the activities, we're going to develop the habits that's going to improve our mind, our body, and our soul, because today is our January 1st. Today is your what? January 1st. Today is my what? January 1st. When you wake up tomorrow morning and you look in the mirror, or when you wake up in tomorrow morning and your feet hit the ground, just tell yourself today is my January 1st. And that's the energy signal to yourself, from your brain to yourself, that you know what? It doesn't matter. I'm going to live in the present moment. I'm going to do the best I can with what I have right now at this time. And here's what I know, that the best is yet to come. So I say that to share with you. Let's put together our goals. Let's put together what we're going to work on. Let's put together how we're going to serve the people we were called to serve. And let's all understand as I do that, hear me. Let's all understand as I do that, just listen very carefully, that today is my January 1st. Now, It is my January 1st. Happy New Year. If someone put that down, today is my January 1st, hit the heart button. If you can't type it, hit the like button. Hit the like button on someone else's. Pay it forward. Encourage them. Inspire them. Empower them. Let's make a difference. I'm going to get to the plan because this is all about planning night. It's not about any rah-rah. But I've got to say, and I love to say it as often as I can, no matter what's going on. And we all have challenges. I have challenges. You have challenges. I mean, it just happens. Today, I had a challenge. We've got a family dog that we've had for, I don't know, 16 years now. And his name is Pepper. And love Pepper. Pepper's somewhere watching now, probably running around and jumping in circles. And we had to take Pepper in today because his time had come to get his doggy wings. And that's a very difficult thing today. I mean, if anybody's ever been through something like that as a dog lover or as an animal lover or just as a human being, you know there's still challenges with that. And although you know intellectually stuff like that happens, when it transpires, it's tough. And when you're there with your family, in this case, I was there with my son, I was there with with his mom, and we all went over to the veterinarian hospital together. Didn't know that this morning. I had no idea. I knew he wasn't doing well. I know he's 16 years old, but it wasn't until my son got the call from the doctor and the blood work came back and said, you know what, this is his time. And as we went in there's so many lessons that we learned. But one of the things that I was telling myself is that today is Pepper's January 1st. Like today is January 1st. It starts all over. And while it starts over with him with his wings, it can start over with me with a new perspective. It can start over with me, the smile I put on someone's face, and it can start with you as well. So today is my what? January 1st. It happens for all of us. What lesson can you take away from that? How does that relate to you? What that relates to you is that you can make every day a positive day for you. And you can always live in the present moment and enjoy what you have and not what you don't have, because the day will come where you won't have it. And how does that have to do with the lesson tonight? Because we're going to put the best plan together we can. I'm going to give you those strategies right now, goals, strategy, and actions. And as we look to the future, I want to make sure that we all, myself included, that we stop and we look around and we appreciate what's around us and what we have right now. So today is my January 1st, just like today is your January 1st. And we appreciate this time that we have, because we understand, and I understand as you're watching, as you're listening, that you can always make more money, every single one of you. But none of us can make more time. So today is my January 1st. And for those folks that are joining, for those folks that are out there, for those folks that are making it happen, like a Tammy and a Valencia Rogers said that today is my January 1st. Thank you so much for the kind love for Pepper. Love Pepper. This wasn't the intent. This is not where I wanted to go. But sometimes you got to do that, right? Because sometimes you got to make that happen. So anyway, so let's make sure we get going. Let's make sure we bring this up. And let's make sure we do what we do best out here. And that is let them know that today is our what? January 1st. All right, so let's rock and roll. Let's do it. For those folks that are watching right now, for those folks that are listening, let's make sure we show them the GSA strategy. Let's make sure we do that right now. GSA strategy. Okay, we got to make sure we get the let me get the right slide there, which we're going to pull up right about now. So let's pull it up right about now. Let me see. Get that up. Okay, here we go. GSA. Okay. All right, so here we go. Now we're back to the GSA strategy. Let's take a look at where we're going, where we've been, and where we need to go right now. If you don't have your notes, get your notes out. And we're going to go ahead and get kicked off and do what we got to do best. And that is make sure that we have our goals and where we're headed and where we're going. All right, I have it up here now. So let me pull up the notes. Now, for those folks that missed it, oh, gee whiz, I got it out of sync here. Let me get this back here. Okay, there we go. Okay, for those, let me get this back. Okay, so let me first slow down. Let me just pause for a moment. Okay, now we're ready to rock and roll. So now that we have it, let me go back to the GSA strategy. The GSA strategy, we're going to look at it from three perspectives, which is goals, strategy, and action. Let me say that again. Goals, strategy, and what? Action. This is very important, and I want to make sure that you get it. So we're going to shift right now over to there we go. Let's shift over there. Bring them over there. Slow down. Bring them over there. Do. Oh, there we go. Okay, I see what it did. Okay, there we go. All right, so now you should be able to see it in the corner as I'm going now. You should be able to see it. Dun. Let's bring the screen over a little bit. Give me a second, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. All right, here we go. So we're back to today is my January 1st. We're back to goals, strategy, and action. Again, goals, strategy, and action. Again, goals, strategy, and action. And now I'm going to go ahead and walk you through as soon as I find it. There we go. GSA strategy. So here's how the GSA strategy works. Let's make sure that we have it there first. First, I want you to step back and I want you to slow down. And I just want you to do me a favor. I want you to imagine what's possible. So take a moment right now. And as you think about where you want to go, think about the vision you have for yourself. Think about the vision you have for your loved ones. And think about the vision you have for the people you were called to serve. Imagine what's possible. Just imagine what's possible right now. And then once you imagine what's possible, I want you to believe that it's possible. Now, I set a goal earlier that when they did this last time, I think it was $1 million goal is what we put on here. But there are three things that I want you to do. I want you first to imagine what's possible. And then second, I want you to believe it's possible. And then third, we're going to take action every single day to make it happen. So first, we're going to believe what's possible. Then we're going to imagine what's possible. Then we're going to believe what's possible. And then we're going to take action to make it a reality every single day. So get your paper, get your pencil out, and follow along. Now, let me do a recap just in case you're like, okay, Shay, I remember goal, strategy, action, but that was a while ago. I don't remember what kind of comes up next. Okay, let me walk you through the approach, and then we're going to do this. And then after we do goal, strategy, and action, I'm going to do it on the personal side so we can do both at the same time. Okay, first you have your goals. So we're going to write our goals, which we started doing before. And then after we write our goals, the second thing we're going to do is we're going to do the strategy. So first you have your goals, that's the G. Then you have the strategy, that's the S. So goals, and then for every goal you have a strategy. And then after that we're going to take a pause, and then we're going to write down the action. So now I got goals, I got strategies, and I got action. I got goals, I have strategies, and I have action. And then this is going to be just a one-page business plan. So first I said we've got to start with making a list of our goals, right? We got to start with making a list of our goals. So I want you to get a sheet of paper out right now. Get a sheet of paper out just as we're going through this. Just get a sheet of paper out right now. Just get a sheet of paper. And if you're like myself, when I take notes, I like to take notes right on my notepad. So I started this on part 1, and we started with a goal. So I want you, Pony, I want you, Inertia, I want you, Tanisha, I want you, Deanna, I want you, Cassandra. If you haven't, I want you to step back and say, okay, what is my monthly revenue goal? Now, I have a goal, let's say, for the year of $1 million. And if your goal is $1 million, then one of the things you can do is you can go ahead and take, $1 million divided by 12, that's $83,333. Now we're going to do this together. This is a working session so that we can get it done when together. We can get it done when together. Okay. Now, once you've done that, then I said, okay, well, the next thing we got to do is we've got to have some revenue projections. And the question came up, Tony, is how do I achieve that $83,333? Now, if you're out there right now and say, Shay, I want you to do mine. Can I do my plan? Will you help me right now? The answer to the question is yes. If you're out there and you want me to text you, just say, hey, Shay, text me. I'll call you, and we'll walk through it together, right? But I first want you to understand that we're just putting our goals down, V. We're just putting our goals down. So I said, okay, on the goals, the first thing I put was, what are the products? So I started with our platinum program, our platinum inner circle. The platinum inner circle brings in $40,000. So you think about first, what is your revenue plan? And in that revenue plan, what is what's called your revenue stabilization product, your revenue stabilization product. And your revenue stabilization product is the product you're going to do that's going to generate the bulk of the revenue to help you achieve your monthly revenue goal. To help you achieve your monthly revenue goal. Now, if you hear me and you're following along and you're putting down your revenue projections right now, look right below the video, and just put GSA. Put GSA. And GSA stands for Goals, Strategy, and Action. GSA stands for Goals, Strategy, and Action. So look right below the video, just write GSA. GSA stands for Goals, Strategy, and Action. So we're doing a one-page business plan right now in this present moment. Now, this is part 2 because there was a part 1. So part 1, I kind of started already in part 1, and I already had my monthly goal. And then I said, okay, what's the next product that I need to do, Meredith? She put GSA. Anthony, I said the next product that I need in our warehouse is our mastermind program, the Go Mastermind program. Hey, Tanisha. And inside the Go Mastermind program, I said, got it. That's gonna generate $20,000, Malika. It's gonna generate $20,000, Valencia. And then underneath that, I said, okay, what about the Silver Virtual Academy? All right, Wanda heard me. She said GSA. And I said, okay, that's about $15,000. And then we had the Sales Ambassador program. So I was writing down my different programs as I was going. Hey, D, as I was going through this. Now, I want you to do this exercise, and we're going to do goals, and then you're going to take a picture of it, and some of you are going to just text it, and just as a way of holding you accountable, of someone holding you accountable. Because one of the belief systems that we understand, one of the belief systems that we have is that sales holds you accountable for the vision that you have. Let me say it again. Sales is a form of accountability. And it's the number one form of accountability avoided by entrepreneurs. So while we are writing in the present moment our revenue projections for GSA for the goals, one of the things that we know is that sales is a form of what? Accountability. And we do understand this, that if we don't focus on sales, then we will not have the resources that we need to execute the vision that we have for the people we were called to serve, right? Now, many of you remember that. You follow me. You remember that. We've been talking about that. It's one of the things that we had in the prior episodes. If you missed it, don't worry about it. Go back into the archives. Go over to happyentrepreneurstribe.com. Again, happyentrepreneurstribe.com, because we've been sharing that sales, that's you're a sales visionary. Sales visionary, they understand that sales allows me the opportunity to develop the resources necessary to execute my vision. So you are a sales visionary. Now, we're talking about what you need from a revenue perspective, but it's really what the revenue is going to do for you, which we're going to talk about in a minute. So if you're following along, you understand where we are. Now, then I had to come up under GSA. We're just doing goals right now. And I had to ask myself, Daryl, how do I achieve the $83,333 a month? Sales is a form of accountability. So we've got to hold ourselves accountable because we have a vision that we need in order to serve our own vision, the vision we have for our loved ones, and the vision we have for the people we were called to serve. Very important part. That's a mindset. That's a belief system. I'm giving you a core value. So now I go over to the revenue details. And as I look at the revenue details, I've got to ask myself a few questions here. And one of the questions I got to ask myself is, how do I get to that? And so now we're going to put some pen to paper. And I want you to do this. I want you to have your one-page sales and marketing plan. I'm just going through the revenue right now. I'm just going to goals. You might not have a revenue goal. Yours might be build a website. I don't know what it is. Yours might be start a movement. Yours might be automate your processes. I don't know what your number one goal is. I just pick revenue because, as an entrepreneur, revenue is just one of the ways we hold ourselves accountable. And so we need resources. We got to serve people. And it's hard to tell people about your vision if you don't have the resources to do it. So you could be D Hunter right now, let's say, and you could have a vision right now to help people clear up any outstanding invoices that clients owe them. So her vision is to make sure that every entrepreneur has $0 owed to them because of past billing. That means someone didn't pay their bills. Accounts receivable. And that's her vision. But if she can't tell people what her vision is, if she don't have the resources to do that, then that's a big challenge. And so now we got to understand what products she's going to sell to help her do that. So I mentioned 4 of them here. I said, okay, we got the Platinum Inner Circle. And I typed up last time 4 clients at 10K. I put 4 clients at 10K. And then I turned behind that and I said, okay, my Gold Mastermind program. I need 10 clients at 2K. That gives me $20,000. Now, as you're following along, I want you to do the exact same thing right now, because for you, you may not have your one-page sales and marketing plan. And so we got to have that. That's going to be very, very, very important in order for us to execute the vision we have for the people we were called to serve. Look, as you're listening right now, as you're watching right now, let's first make sure you take a moment and write down your goals. So everyone, take a moment before we get to strategy and write down your goals. Once you've done at least written down 1, 2, or 3 goals that you have and that you absolutely unequivocally have to accomplish, because today is your January 1st. Today is my January 1st. Today is my January 1st. You've got that written down. Do me a favor. Check in right below. Check in right below. Look right below the video. Look right below the video and just put these words. Done. That's all you got to put. You don't have to put any. I'm not looking for how much revenue you want to generate, but just type the words done, and that's a signal that you've at least started and you've written down that goal. So go ahead and put the word done down. That's a check-in that you now have that down. And then once you have that down, once you have completed that, I'll wait for you to put done. And then once you finish, just put done. And I want you to get that done, because I don't want you to get started and not have that part in there. This is very important. Very, very, very important. Now, once we have that done, now we're going to move over here. And I see Wanda Little says she has hers done. So Wanda has hers done. Malika has hers done. Valencia has hers done. Now, once you have it done, now we're going to look at the revenue details. That's our goals. And I told you what the second part was, right? I told you what the second part is, which is very, very important, is now we have to make a list of the strategies for each goal. Now, we're just doing GSA. It's a one-pager. So if I got a goal down, I've got to have a strategy to achieve that goal. And I'm not going to just have one strategy. I'm going to have 1, 2, 3, or 4 strategies. Now, I want you to tune in. I want you to stay present. We're coming through this pretty quickly right now, and I'm moving a little fast, but I want you to get it done. I want you just to be sitting there saying, this sounds good. Oh, yeah, that's great. Now, I want you to take a minute and write it down on a scrap piece of paper. Type it in your notes. Type it in your texts. I don't care how you do it. Put it inside of Evernote. But we're going to make a list. Now, welcome. This is part 2. Now, I'm going to do something live and do other people's goals. But first, I want to give the training. And then tomorrow episode, we're going to actually do a couple people live and give real feedback. And you're going to help them with the strategies they have. Okay, so Valencia, I now have strategy, right? And so I'm picking one strategy. For me, under goals, I first start with one strategy. And I just pick the first goal, whatever my number one revenue goal is. Sometimes I start there. Sometimes I start with the easiest one. Someone sent me a note and asked, what is the Sales Ambassador Program? Good question. Very, very, very good question. Not for this episode, but it's a good question. The Sales Ambassador Program is part of the 5 pillars that you need in order to generate a 7-figure sales team. So one of the segments that we're going to do is we're going to teach you how to build your own 7-figure sales team. Because one of my beliefs is, one of my core principles is that if you don't like to sell, the best thing you can do is hire someone who does. Let me say that again. If you don't like to sell, the best thing you can do is hire someone who does, right? And so you have a sales rep and they get paid 100% commission. You have a sales ambassador, and a sales ambassador is different than a sales rep. A sales rep understands 100% of your products and services, and they get paid on what? Commission. A sales ambassador, they're a little different. A sales ambassador, they're more like mercenaries, if I can say that. They're more like mercenaries. And so a sales ambassador, they understand 1 or 2 of your products, and they're going to extend it into networks you're not in. They're going to get into communities where you're not. They're going to promote it to their list. If you're a realtor, maybe you're a sales ambassador as a mortgage agent. If you're a mortgage agent, you sell mortgages, maybe a good sales ambassador for you is a realtor, okay, or insurance agent. And so I want you to think right now, how much revenue are you generating from sales ambassadors, and they're out there offering your products and services to a network of folks you can't touch, and it's happening without your labor. And oftentimes when I ask that question in one of my live seminars, and even if I was asked the question right now, and I'm not going to this is not time to make anyone feel vulnerable. Many times, let me tell you what the number is. And it might not shock you, but it doesn't shock me anymore. But the reality is, for most, the number is 0. No, I'm not adding a 1 over here or 100. Nope, it's 0. And when they look at their revenue line item from a sales ambassador, that is other folks who are promoting their products and services, the answer is 0. So they have the I sales strategy or the I sales approach. The I sales approach says, I got to go out and make all the sales. I've got to talk to everybody. I've got to get them to my webpage. I've got to get them to my webinar. If I stop, the whole company stops. And we got to shift that mindset. And we have sales ambassadors. We got to shift that mindset where we take our time and we develop relationships and build power partnerships and profit partnerships with others who then become what I call a sales ambassador. And they're out there on your behalf selling your products and services. And so that line item, while it's small, is very, very important. And I want you to be thinking about that as well, Tammy. I want you to be thinking about that as well, Valencia. I want you to be thinking about that as well, Malika and Daryl. I want you to be thinking about that as well, Anisha and Pony and Deanna and Calvin. And every one of you listening and watching right now, and all of my folks that are on conference calls, and many of you that hear the replay of this, what revenue dollars coming in from your sales ambassador program? And if you didn't have that on your list, you didn't have it, add it right now. No, seriously, stop, pause, add it right now. Not for this episode, but for a future episode, I'm going to teach you how to have a sales ambassador program, because I never want you to find yourself in a situation again, and you can't see it. That's why I'm saying. I don't want you to find yourself in a situation again when you're going through GSA and you are not, hear me, you are not generating any revenues from your own sales ambassador program. I'm on a rant, and I'm going to stop. But we're going over GSA, goals, strategies, and actions. And we're doing a one-pager. And the one-pager, once again, shows us that we have our goal, strategy, action approach. We have our monthly revenue, $83,000. So that's the monthly revenue. That's $1 million a year. We first start with our revenue projections under goals. Got it. Then many of you started write down your revenue details. You said you got it. And how will I generate the revenue for each of those line items? If revenue is what you did, again, some of you did, you got to fix your brand. And some of you did, you have to build your website. I get it. And others were with me on the revenue side. And then as we came to down here, I said, okay, now we got to have a strategy for every one of our goals. Now, the reason I stopped, because when you saw sales ambassador program, you said to yourself, I got so many messages that you didn't know what a sales ambassador program is. Now you know. If you didn't know, it's not your fault. You may have never been in a conversation like you are right now with someone like myself that is here to serve you and help you get results in your life and results in your what? Business. And isn't that what it's all about at the end of the day? Isn't our number one mission? So you go ahead now. You go and write down Sales Ambassador Program. Join the episode when I talk about how to build a 7-figure sales team. That's one of the phases that you need, and make a commitment right now, a promise that you are going to have a Sales Ambassador Program. Why? Because if you don't like to sell, the best thing you can do is hire someone who does. Look, do me a favor right now. Do me a favor. This is so important. Somebody said something 0. This is so important. I want you to look right below the video. Hey, Markeith, look right below the video. Hey, James Cooper, look right below the video and just write these words. I will have sales ambassadors. What's about that? I will have sales ambassadors. I will have sales ambassadors. You're going to partner with other people. I will have sales ambassadors. You're going to have profit partners. I will have sales ambassadors. Other people who are networks that you're not in, but are in the same line of work, will now be able to help promote your product and promote your message. See, what good does it do you to have a vision for the people you were called to serve, but you have no way of telling the people about the vision? No, seriously. That's the conversation I had earlier. The person said, I've got a vision. I said, okay, great. But no one knows about it. You got a vision, but no one knows about it. Okay. So how do you help the people you were called to serve if you don't have the resources? And so part of the purpose of the lab, the number one business development and revenue focused late night show in the country, is to help you get the resources that you need in your business right now so you can help the people you were called to serve. I said it earlier and I'll say it again. The Happy Entrepreneur Network is on a mission. And our mission is to inspire, empower, and provide resources for the entrepreneur to live a balanced life and execute their vision for the people they were called to serve. So if I'm here to inspire and empower, I got that. But right now, I'm just going to provide the resources. GSA is one of the resources so you can live a balanced life. That means you work less, you reclaim your life, you reclaim your time, and you can execute that vision. But if you got a vision and you can't tell nobody about it, what good is the vision? Okay, I'm off my soapbox. But when I see you at a future event, when you show up at the next one of these training seminars in the future and you arrive at the lab, make a decision today. Make a decision, decide that, you know what, Shay, right now in this present moment, I will have sales ambassadors. Dee Bowden said, I will have sales ambassadors. Look, make that declaration. Write those words, not for me, but for yourself. You owe it to yourself to help someone else. Tammy Lawrence said, I will have sales ambassadors. Malika Courtney said, I will have sales ambassadors. Okay, I'm getting off my soapbox. Let me slow down. Okay, so then we talk about you must have a strategy. Now, when we do GSA and you text it to me, I'm going to help you. Last time I got a couple thousand. I don't know what I was doing. Folks, but that's okay. I'm going to do it again. I'm committed to sending it to you in writing. I'm committed to looking at it. I've opened up my calendar tomorrow, just to help you. We're going to get this done before the 1st. It's going to happen. Today is your January 1st. Today is my January 1st. Today is my January 1st. We're going to get this one pager done. You're going to do it. No, we're going to do it together. You're not alone. We're going to do it together. So now you write down strategy. I already wrote it down because this is what we did on the last episode. And I took one strategy for one goal. So Markeith, I went over here to Platinum Inner Circle and I had a goal. And then I went down, Markeith, and said, give me a strategy for that goal. So the goal was $40,000, Platinum Inner Circle. And we knew exactly we only need 4 clients, right? It's pretty easy stuff. It really is. Okay. But my good friend Jim Rohn, who's no longer with us, used to say it's easy to do and it's easy not to do. But Shay, in order for things to change, you've got to change. And so I'm asking you as you're watching this, I'm really asking you as you're looking at this, I'm saying, hey, look, hang in there with me, but make sure that you change. And changing might be doing the GSA strategy. I was talking to someone, and they would tell me how they're struggling, because one of their goals at the time we were going over it was to really do referrals. And they had referrals down as one of their goals. And I said, okay, what's the strategy for referrals? And the person says, well, I have a hard time getting them, so I got to come up with a strategy. And he says, because every time I ask someone to give me referrals or point out referrals to me, I ask them to do it, they never say yes. I said, let me make sure I hear this correctly. You've got words you're using right now, and you're asking them for referrals, and you're getting 0. He said, yeah, I know, I got to prove that. I said, no, that's good news. He said, why? I said, it's really good news. He said, why? I said, because you found words that don't work. So don't ever say those words again, and don't ever use the strategy you're using ever again. Let's change the way we look at things. Change your story, change your life. It's an old adage, but how true is that? How true is that? For order for things to change, you've got to change. So I'm asking you, when I talked about sales ambassadors, I'm asking you to change, to step outside your comfort zone just a little bit. And while it's outside your comfort zone, I know it's within your grasp. So it's a little bit outside some of your comfort zones, a little bit outside. You got to reach. But here's what I know. It's within your grasp. You can reach out and you can grab it. You can reach out and you can grab it. You can grab sales ambassadors. You can grab the next strategy. So I said, okay, Shay, what do I need to do? Strategy, implement this right here. What do I need to do? I said, let's build a strategy. So I just put down 5 here to make it easy because we were doing it on the last episode, but I don't want you to miss that. So let's go ahead and show that to them so they can do it. And we're doing goals. We were here earlier. We're doing goals. So we're under GSA, goal, strategy, action. We imagine what's possible. We're believing what's possible, and now we're going to work to make it possible. So we're first setting our goals, which we did. Then now we're working on our strategy, doing that, Shay, got it. And now we're writing a list. After we wrote a list of all of our goals, which we did, we wrote the list that you saw above that. We had to stop. We had to pause. We had to slow down. We had to wait for a moment. And then once we did that, then we had to say, let's make a list of all of these strategies. Got it, Shay, I'm there. I'm with you. I'm smelling what you're cooking in the kitchen. If you smell it when I'm cooking in the kitchen, Shay, no, don't write that. Don't write that. That's crazy. Oh, my gosh. So I said a couple things. Number one, we're going to time block. Now, for me, this is not about you. I wrote mine down because I was doing it with you. And so I figured since I was doing it, I might as well be as transparent as I can. I said, well, then I've got a time block. And for me, when I time block, things happen. Now, I have a belief. I have a philosophy. And my philosophy is what gets measured gets managed. What gets measured gets managed. So if I'm measuring my strategies and how much time I'm spending on something, and the answer is 0 time improving my referral systems, 0 time improving my lead generation systems, 0 time improving the words that I'm using, 0 time getting the resources that I need to execute the vision for the people I'm called to serve. If I'm spending 0 time doing that, then there is no surprise to me or anyone, should be no surprise, that I'm not getting what I'm looking for. There should be no surprise at all that that's not happening. And maybe as you're listening, you say, Shay, that's me. I need a time block. If you need the time block right now because you understand that sales is a form of accountability. And it's the number one form of accountability avoided by who? Entrepreneurs. The number one, the number two, that number 3, if all the accountability things that we have, sales is the number one form of accountability avoided by entrepreneurs. And so we're like, well, wait a minute, Shay, if I don't have the resources, then I really can't execute the vision that was given to me. I'm going to be short. And I'm like, yeah, that means you're not going to get there. So put down time block. If you need the time block in your business, look right below the video. And this is just a form of accountability. And if someone write the word time block, you hit the heart button. You hit the like button for them. And just encourage them to time block. For me, when I time block on my calendar, I write the words T-I-P-A. Those aren't words. Those are letters. Da-ra-da-ra. T-I-P-A. Let me tell you what T-I-P-A stands for. And what I've done working with my clients that need to time block. I'm not going to go through every one of these because time blocking is so important for me. That's why it's number one. Time blocking stands for, or TIPA, TIPA. TIPA, TIPA stands for top income producing activities. Top income producing activities. And what that means, Valencia, is that during that time, if I block the calendar from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m., I'm focusing on top income producing activities. What are the activities that produce the money? Now, in my line of business, and it's not the same for everyone, in my line of business, activities that produce the money. For us, or I'll just say for me, it's making phone calls. So I still reach out and touch people. With all the technology we have, with all the social media that we have, with all the media empire that we're always building, even right now through the power of these fiber optic lines, I've had the opportunity to talk to many of you because I just enjoy that. And so the magic happens. I can hear and we can connect and we can bond, and it's part of emotions, and we're human beings. So we still have to hear voices and talk to people. And so that's a revenue producing activity. Another one for me is working. Well, hold on. Before I give you mine, do me a favor. Let's just play a quick game. Let's just do this. Let's imagine we're in my seminar, and I love doing this at my seminars. And I want to do it now, and then I'm going to move on. But we're going to step back for a moment, and I want you to play this game. What is your top income producing activity? What is, I don't want to make it personal because I don't want to put some of you on the spot, but what is a top income producing activity? What is a top income producing activity? So you're going to time block. On my calendar, it'll block the hours. And we're not on Facebook. We're not on Instagram. It's the top income producing activity. Do me a favor, Nestle. Do me a favor, D. Do me a favor, Nancy. Do me a favor, any of you that are listening right now. Look, I want you to help out. We're in the community now. This is not just about Shay Brown, but it's all about all of us. This is what the lab represents. This is the purpose of the lab. The lab is a place that we all can come together and we can work together and we can help each other. And so I want you to look right below the video, and write down your number one top income producing activities. Now, one of the core values, as people are writing this, one of the core values we have here at the Happy Entrepreneur Network is there are no ego doers. No ego doers. I love that. I got that from Bugger. I think it's the company. There are no ego doers. Be a no ego doer. Be a no ego, E-G-O doer. And what that means is you don't attach your personal self to your ideas. We're all going to practice humility. So I don't want you to think if you put an idea down that, oh my gosh, if I share my idea and what I would do to produce revenue, then someone else is going to hear that and they're going to do it. No. Be a no ego doer. Be a no ego doer. We're not going to attach our personal self to ideas. We're going to practice humility. So look right below the video. So I see Valencia Rogers said making calls. What's yours? Like, take a moment. Seriously, take a moment. Look right below the video and go ahead and write down. And even if you don't know if it's correct or not, I want you to share that. I want you to share that with the community. Now, for some of you, a top income producing activity is working on your revenue system. On your referral system. Because for many of you, you work with referrals. Yet, when someone asks you to rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10, which is using baseline strategy on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 meaning you don't do a good job at all. Like, you're embarrassed. Like, you suck at this. And 10 meaning you're the world's greatest person at generating referrals. Matter of fact, I'm so good, Shay. I'm so good that I want to come on the show right now and share my idea and teach my idea. Most folks in the area of referrals, when I'm talking to them or I'm in my seminar and I say, raise your hand if you are a 6 or higher, how many people think raise their hand? And I say, raise your hand if you're a 4 or below. Just in an area of you rating yourself with baseline strategy, how you go about doing something on a consistent basis and implementing your system over and over and over again. How would you rate yourself right now? And I'll tell you, most of the room, when I say a 4 or below, their hands go up. It's not that they don't know, but they're not blocking time. So they're doing something else with their time. Let's take a look and let's see what people said are ideas that they can use right now in order to time block or use TIPA, top income producing activities. Someone put down there making phone calls. Someone else said doing consultations. Someone else said making sure they're doing referrals. For other folks, is working on your lead generation system. Because when you look at time block, and I have time block on here for me because what gets measured gets done. What gets measured gets done. And if I got to get to $83,333 a month, $1 million+ in revenue a year, then if one of my goals is $40,000 for the Platinum Inner Circle, then I've got a block time to work on that. So what do you think I'm doing during my block time? Hey, Torre, what do you think I'm doing during my block time? I'll tell you. I'm working on activities related to the Platinum Inner Circle. I'm writing the email. That's a revenue producing activity. I'm recording the video. That's a revenue producing activity. I'm writing the language patterns. That's a revenue producing activity. I'm making my list of POIs, people of influence, power partners. I can't go into that right now. I'm doing what? That's a top income producing activity. One of the things that I ask you to do is say, what activities produce the money for you? That's what time block represents for me. All of you don't have to worry about time blocking. That is not your challenge. But here's what I know. And I see you out there, Malika, who says checking in with existing clients for their satisfaction and our relationship so it continues. I agree. Everyone jot this one principle down below the video. Look right below the video. Look right below the video. Type these words right now, and here it is. What gets measured gets managed. Okay, you're not going to shout. You're not going to be thrown up. You're not going to be jumping up and down, but you can hear me. What gets measured gets managed. So we get what we focus on, Gloria. So you now have time blocking so you can measure your results. So if you're someone and referrals is an important part of your business, and if I was to ask you, do you have a referral goal? Is it part of your GSA? Is it part of your GSA? And referrals bringing, I don't know, the number 40,000. And I said, what's your number one, what's your strategies for really implementing your referral goal? And the answer is you don't know. Then I will tell you, what gets measured gets managed, because you're not measuring what you're doing right now. What gets measured gets managed. What gets measured gets managed. What gets measured gets managed. All right, you're getting where I'm going. We're doing strategies now under GSA. I see you, Valencia. Dehilia, what gets measured gets managed. I see you. Hey, Malika Courtney. And as you're writing this down, I want you to see that we're time blocking. And then I said, okay, $40,000 to Inner Circle. What's another strategy? And for me, it's broadcasts, it's webinars, it's podcasts, it's Facebook Lives. Even if you're out there right now, you're like, hey, Shay, love to do a Facebook Live with you. Send me an inbox. Hey, Shay, I've got a podcast. Would you be on it? Absolutely. Shay, I do a webinar. Would you share your insights? Love to do it. Hey, Shay, I'm doing an event. Will you be here? Absolutely. Why? Because broadcasts, webinars, podcasts, live events, etc. is part of what we do. It's part of our strategy, and it's how we partner with other folks. I had someone supposed to be on here today. They couldn't make it. I said, no worries. We'll schedule it for next week. It's okay, because our strategy is to be here. It's to be disruptive. It's to make a difference. It's to help folks. We're on a mission, and we have one mission only here at the Happy Entrepreneur Network. And our mission is to inspire, is to empower, and to provide resources for the entrepreneur so they can live a balanced life and execute their vision for the people they were called to serve. We want to inspire, we want to empower, and we want to provide the resources for the entrepreneur so they can live a balanced life. You got that, and execute their vision for the people they were called to serve. And to execute that vision, they need what? Resources. So why do you put the strategy down? Why are you taking time to do that? Why are you taking time to do that? Well, the number one reason we're taking time to do that is that we understand under here, I'm going to keep on going, that I got to work on my lead generation systems, and I got to work on my appointment systems. Well, let's hear Roger said seminars. Automated seminars, live seminars interviewing people. They're all important. And then others, they got to improve the words they were using. You know, you may recall we talked about the sales visionary approach. And we talked about the sales visionary approach really had three main ingredients, right? And I'm kind of confident you remember that. There was three main ingredients. And if you don't remember that, let me go ahead and do a recap. There were three main ingredients for the sales visionary approach. The number one ingredient was what? Signature selling style. You must learn how you sell. So for some of you, one of your strategies for number 5 is you got to make sure you understand your signature selling style plus the buyer's profile. That is how they are buying. So if I can just understand how I sell and the language patterns that I use for my openings and my closings and my patterns, it's called pattern recognition. That's a little advanced. Y'all get that later. Pattern recognition, recognizing patterns, then I can improve my language. So my signature selling style plus my buyer's profile plus neuro-linguistic sales. That's having the right words at the right moment for the right person at the right time. I gotta get better at what I say. My words will make me rich. For some of you, that's a strategy. Get better at neuro-linguistic sales. The words that I'm using, the right words in the right moment. Now, with that being said, now I got strategy. I got a strategy for how I'm going to implement this inner circle. And notice the strategy doesn't say, hope something happens. The strategy doesn't say, let me build another website. Although that might be important for you. The strategy doesn't say, go read Google. Although you may need to do that. You may need to do that. It doesn't say, listen to another podcast. It says, focus on top income producing activities while I'm time blocking my number one goal that I have. And that's important. As you're out there right now and you're listening, you're saying, Shay, I got a vision. Shay, I want to get my goals, strategy, and actions. I want to fine tune them so I can have the actions. And actions is just what you need to do to set it up. Do me a favor. If you're out there right now, you might have texted me before, got several thousand texts. That's my personal number, by the way. So I will get to those tomorrow. I promise to you. But text the word vision. I will get to them today. First 20 people, text the word vision right here. Text the word vision to 202-270-1662. Again, 202-270-1662 for me to personally, that's Shay Brown, review your plan give feedback, and hold me accountable. So take a moment, open up your browser. It doesn't cost you anything. Open up your browser. If you've done it before, do it again. Open up your Messenger browser right now and type the phone number 202-270-1662. Again, 202-270-1662. Text the word vision. Text the word vision. Text the word vision. And include your first name so I know who you are, please. Include your last name. That's really, really helpful. And then include the best contact number and email so I can send you the details as well. And do that right now. Do it when now. Do it when now. So you're going to add me to your what? Strategy. And now you're taking an action. And the action is to do a text. So that's not on here, but that's the action I'm giving you. So text the word vision right now to 202, just in your browser. And for the first 20 people, I'm going to personally call or contact myself. I got overwhelmed last time. I really did. And I probably will again. And that's okay. But the first 20 people, look, I'm with you. It's in my phone. I'm going to do it. You and we're going to not only make today your January 1st, but every day for the rest of your life is your January 1st. So text the word vision so you can get the resources to execute the vision you have. Text the word vision to 202-270-1662. Include your first name. Include your last name, include your best contact number, and also include inside of there your email. Yeah, let's make this happen. So when you go down to actions, you got the number one action is the platinum inner circle. So I'm being consistent. See the consistency here? I got one goal. Here it is. I wrote several, but I got one goal, $40,000. That's my top goal. I believe in the 80-20 rule, by the way. 20% of my activities will produce 80% of my results. 20% of your activities will produce 80% of your results. So now I got my strategy, stayed the same. Here's what I got to do. And then I have my actions. So for me, the action was set up the CRM. We use Infusionsoft. So I got to make sure the campaign is set up correctly in there. Create broadcasts specifically talking about one idea and one idea only, and that is to become a sales visionary. That's it. But I got to set the broadcast up. I got to set the content. If you do Facebook Lives, if I'm doing interviews, if I'm on someone's webinar, someone's podcast, I've got to take action. And then I got to make sure my appointment core is set up so that it is automated, because I don't have time to do that. Right now, some of you texting my personal cell, and that's okay. That's because that's what I decided to do. But I know I need to change that. See, I'm not perfect. And we talked about that earlier. And the importance of it, and that we are happy entrepreneurs. Yes, we are happy, but we don't pretend we don't screw up, or that our stuff don't stink, or that we don't make a mess with our mistakes. We get that. But we then go back and we fix it anyway. Now, here's why I tell you that, because as a sales visionary, you're thinking differently, you're seeing differently, you're doing differently. I mean, that's the benefit of what you do and who you are. You are a sales visionary. You are a sales visionary. You are a sales visionary. You have a vision for the people you were called to serve. You have a vision for the people you were called to serve. So I want you to think sales visionary. Think sales visionary. Think sales visionary. How are you going to think? Well, you're going to think sales visionary, because you are a what? Sales visionary. You are a what? Sales visionary. You are a what? Sales visionary, because when you don't sell, you don't have the resources to execute your vision. So why am I taking time to work on your sales and marketing plan? Somebody like, Jay, you keep talking about the sales and marketing plan. It's because I know the power. I know what it would do for you once you have the resources. Look, do me a favor. As you're listening right below, do me a favor. Write these words. I am a hashtag sales visionary. I am a hashtag sales visionary. I'm writing my plan because I got to see it before I see it, or I will never see it. I am a sales visionary. Look right below the video. And just type those words. I am a hashtag sales visionary. Visionary spelled wrong. It should be Visionary, but that's fine. I am a sales visionary. That's who you are. That's who you be. That's why you show up, because you see the vision for the people you were called to serve. But if you have a vision and no one knows about it, if you have a vision and you can't reach out to anybody, then what good does it do you? It doesn't do you any good at all. You are a sales visionary. I am a sales visionary. I am a what? Sales visionary. And so now we have our plan. It's done. We got our goals. We got our strategies. We got our actions. And this is, look, I can't stress the importance of that. I cannot stress the importance of that, because now you have it. My sales visionaries are in the house. And I want you to think about that. Someone says, Che, I hear you in my sleep now. I'm a sales visionary. I'm a sales visionary. No, you are a sales visionary, because I don't work with salespeople. I love when I say that, but it's so true. I don't work with salespeople. I work with sales visionaries. I work with sales visionaries. All right, so now you got your list. Then you went down here and you created your actions. And I showed you the actions earlier. You had it right there. It's right there in front of you. We talked about the sales actions that you got to take right now. And when we looked at the sales actions, we said, set up my CRM, create my broadcast, automate my appointments, make my list, review, plan, prepare, review, plan, prepare, review, plan, prepare. I see you, Ebony Young says, I am a sales visionary. Valencia Rogers says, I am a sales visionary. Tammy said, I am a sales visionary. That's why we show up. That's why you're here. Welcome to the lab, the #1 broad business development and revenue focused late night show in the country. We're focused on helping you get results in your life and results in your business. I'm focused on results right now in your business, and I'm hunkered down. I'm all in it. We're going to have this plan. You are going to have your GSA plan, and you're going to do it every single time. Now, I'll go through a list of questions that we can ask ourselves tomorrow, but right now, this is all about getting it done. So what I want you to do now, I want you to do a couple things. First thing I want you to do is I want you to take a picture right now. Take a picture of your goals. And it might not be a full page. Take a section of it right now. Like seriously, then go to your phone, hit the button, take a screenshot, look at your computer, take a screenshot. And all my sales visionaries right now, you have that screenshot. You have a picture of it. And one of the things I want you to do is I want you to text me right now your plan. Doesn't matter if you did it correct. Doesn't matter if you wrote everything down. You send me what you're looking at. And together we're going to hold each other accountable. Some of you will be over at the sales accountability group, but we're going to hold you accountable. We're not going to beat you up. We're not going to say you did a bad job. We're not going to ask you what happened. We're only going to encourage you to be a finisher, to complete what you start. I love what Dr. Pam Love Manning says, and you'll hear on this many times coming up, but she says you got to finish what you start. She is the founder of the Finishers Network. So it's not about starting, it's about finishing, and we're going to finish this together. We're going to finish it together. So here's the number you text. You're going to text me the photo you took a picture of to 202-270-1662. Again, 202-270-1662. Just text the photo. That's it. Text the photo. Now, if you want to put your name so I know who you are, cool. Am I going to share it with the audience? No. The audience will not see it. It'll just be between you and I. Just you and I. And we're going to be in this together. And we're going to measure what we're going to manage. We're going to measure and we're going to manage, because what gets measured gets managed. So with that being said, now I'm getting these plans. They're coming in right now. If you didn't write anything down, don't worry. You still got time. You can go back and watch the replay. For everyone else that's over at happyentrepreneurs.tribe.com, again, www.happyentrepreneurs.tribe.com. Make sure you take a moment. Make sure you take a moment right now as you're over there and go ahead and say, this is my time. This is my time. I like to say this time because this is your time to get it done. This is your time to finish what you start. This is your time to have a sales and marketing plan and review it and stick to the plan. Look, we understand that consistency is the key. Consistency is the key. Consistency is the key. And having said that, what do most people struggle with? Consistency. Yeah, I'm the same way. I'm just like you. Sometimes I don't do the things I say I'm going to do, although I know I should do them. But I'm getting better. Each day I'm getting better and better. Each day I'm getting better and better. Each day I'm getting better and better. If that's you, and each day you are getting better and better, hit the heart button. If that's you, hit the like button. Say, yeah, I'm getting better every day. I'm getting better every day. And every time you show up on here, you get a little bit better and a little bit better and a little bit better and a little bit better. And it all all adds up. Why? Because everything counts. Everything counts. With that being said, I want to step back. You want to make sure you get the notes. You want to make sure you get the notes. And, we did the plan. Many of you did the plan. You did goals, strategy, and action. You've done your goals. Let me see. Strategy and action. You take this off. You did your goals. Can we show them that? There we go. Many of you did your, oopsie. How you doing? There we go. There we go. Okay. You did your goals. So we start up here. Some of you texted the word vision earlier because you were up there and you were like, oh man, Shay, you text the word vision so I can review your plan. And you text the word vision. If you forgot to do it now. Text the word vision to 202-270-1662 to get the note and for me to personally review your plan and feedback and hold you accountable. Some of you have already texted me copies and a screenshot. That's cool. It's personal. It's private. We talked about the GSA. We had our goals, and then I broke it down so you had revenue details with the goals. And then we had your strategy. We took one goal and said we have to implement the strategy. The goal we took was platinum inner circle. Platinum inner circle. I could have took any of them. I said, what do I need to do? I need a time block. I need to do broadcasting, do lead generation systems, closing. You can read that. And then we talk about the actions. So at the end of the day, you're like, oh, I get it. I've been making this thing way too hard. Yeah, you have. Because think about it. Once you have you make a list of your goals, and then you make a list of your strategies. And then you make a list of all the actions that you need to take to implement one strategy. Now you focus on the most important thing you need to do, the one thing. So now you can step back and you say, you know what? I have my GSA approach. $1 million in revenue, that's the goal. I got specific strategies in place and specific actions. So now every day when you get up and you say, today is my January 1, today is my January 1, today is my January 1st, every time you say that, every time you echo those words, they're not just words anymore to you. You're not just saying today is my January 1st because you don't have anything else to do that day. You're not, no, that's not you. You're saying that today is my January 1st because you're going to practice top income producing activities. You're going to develop habits that will improve not only your mind, your body, and your soul, but help you execute better in your business. You understand that today is my January 1st. Why? Because you see every day as a new opportunity. You can build on yesterday's successes and put its efforts, or its failures, I should say, the failures far behind you. Today is my January 1st. Today is my what? January 1st. Do me a favor if you're out there right now and you're tuned in listening. Just look right below the video as we close out. Look right below the video and put today is my January 1st. Today is my January 1st. Today is my January 1st. That's all you got to put. Hey, Iris Nicole Peterson, today is my January 1st. That's the declaration. That's the mantra. If you put today as my January 1st, tag at Trevor Otts, right? At Trevor Otts. I love it. But today is my what? January 1st. Look, I remember when I was sitting down there and I was wondering how. And the answer to who doesn't have to be you. And so you're now part of the Happy Entrepreneurs Tribe. Many of you joined the Happy Entrepreneurs Tribe. You're going to see some additional special bonus training coming in there. And now that you have that, you're like, okay, it's my time. Today is my January 1st. It's a new year. Now we're going to take action. And together we're going to do it. Why? Because the best is yet to come. Why? Because you are a game changer. Why? Because you are a world changer. Why? Because you're putting everything you possibly can into it, your heart, your body, and your soul. Why? Because today is my January 1st. Happy New Year to every single one of you. Don't forget, text the word revenue to stay in the conversation. Text the word revenue to 202-999-3515. Again, 202-999-3515. 202-999-3515. Make sure you stay in the conversation. With that being said, I want you to know that I believe in every single one of you. And for all of you watching, for all you tune in, the best is yet to come. The best is yet to come. The best is yet to come. With that being said, my name is Shay Brown, the Happy Entrepreneur. Make it a great day, everyone. Make it a great day. And I promise you, we're going to make some good things happen. We connect again next time. Why? because today is my January 1st. Why? Because today is my January 1st. God bless, and I wish you all success. I'll see you soon. Next time on our next episode. Bye-bye for now.